Hey guys, so I want to make a quick video going over my full Magic Find character, going over stuff like Magic Find, and going over stuff like Hands Up Wizard Action, which I think are pretty good. So yeah, no like gameplay in this video because I've shown gameplay in every previous video, and it's exactly the same character for the most part. It's just Magic Find on top of the character. Yeah, let me go over this character real quick and all stuff like that. So I've been trying out a full Magic Find character this past day and next few days of course as well, and this character is currently at roughly 383% or 382% rarity, 400% with the charms, of course. I have two of them if you're wondering how this works. Essentially, one activates, then the next one activates after, so it's just high uptime. They can activate at the same time. They activate one after another. So yeah, 40% rarity with charms up. Is rarity good in PoE 2? The answer is yes. It's extremely strong. Rarity affects currency drops and it affects rares. Essentially, you'll get increased amount of rares and better rares. The tiered systems, if you're wondering, okay, when a rare drops on the ground and has tier 3 on the name, what does that mean? Essentially, the TLDR is that rare on average rolls better. So you get more of those rares, better rolled rares, and you get better currency like divines and exalts. On top of that, you also get more uniques. There's some valuable uniques in the game, of course, like Kenter and Instrumentus. So yeah, that's what Rarity does. It is very, very strong, but keep in mind, Rarity does have very harsh diminishing returns. I've been playing at 2% Rarity for like the past 5 days now. Recently went to this 4% Rarity setup, and the increase isn't all that much. It's probably roughly like, I don't know, maybe 30-35% increased currency gains I'm getting. So it is still pretty good to stack Rarity, but it's not insane. It does have very harsh diminishing returns, and I do mean like real diminishing returns. So yeah, let's go to this character real quick. So this is a very expensive character. I don't recommend trying to copy this. It's not really a build guide. I use my previous builds for that. This is more a guide of the character. My previous builds can also MF to a very high degree as well. Just can't get this much MF because it does rely on this chest right here. So yeah, it is full rarity stacking with 2 sockets in every single slot I could get for more rarity. So helmet, double rarity, int cold res, I'll go over int in a second, with life. Chest, very key component to the build because it is 100% rarity. Essentially, this chest drops its 4 sockets, you cut it for a 5th, and then you put 5 rarity soul cores in it, or 50% rarity, and then 10% increased rarity of items found per socketed soul core. So 100% increased rarity in total with 50% all res, so it makes it very easy to res cap as well. Hands of Wisdom in Action with 2 sockets, and boots with 2 sockets. So yeah, Hands of Wisdom in Action, extremely strong, so strong to the point that I put it in all my build guides previously as well. I think as a regular Deadeye build, you should be using this as well. At a baseline, it gives you like 30-40% more damage without even stat stacking. It is just that strong. I do highly recommend these gloves, even on just a regular Deadeye build. I wasn't recommending these previously, like last week or whatever, before we got the res buff, because it was really hard to fit these in. It was hard to fit these in with rarity while getting res cap and chaos res cap. Now with the changes, with chaos res is less dangerous, it's way easier to get res cap. I think there's a really easy to include in your build, and you definitely should. They are currently around, I believe, 7 to 8 divines, and they shouldn't go up that much either because breach stones are really plentiful. For the price, they are extremely strong. A bigger upgrade than like a 7 to 8 divine bow most likely. Like if you had a 2 divine bow and you could upgrade to an 8 divine bow or buy these 8 divine gloves, the gloves would be a bigger upgrade. Just to show you, for example, my lane arrow is 94k dual tip DPS, very high. Take these off, 62k. On my current character, because I do have quite a bit of int and dexterity, yeah, it's a 50%, roughly 50% more damage, so it is extremely strong. Of course, Headhunter, all else Resolve Flask, so this Flask I think is also mandatory for the setup, which is why it's very expensive, because I'm not running acrobatics. I have like no evasion because I'm running this chest, which has no evasion. So yeah, it's a very squishy setup, and this Flask right here, if you know what it does, essentially, the overheal your flask does is gain to you as a shield. This is very strong for keeping my build alive. I scaled the shield up through my life flask effect. I think it's something around like a 16 to 1700 shield I get from this right now, which is almost double my life. So yeah, this flask is essentially what keeps me alive, and it's very much mandatory for this squishy Deadeye playstyle over my more defensive tanky Deadeye, or tanky as a Deadeye could get in my last builds. So like I said, don't recommend this build. It's very expensive. It's very, very expensive. Follow my previous builds, those can happen as well. I just want to showcase this character. Then of course, like Rarity boots, 2 sockets, and standard bow and quiver. And of course, Rarity amulet as well. As for the passive tree real quick, if you want to see it, I might put this into my mobalytics guide. Not sure, like I said, I don't think most people should follow this, but this is what the passive tree is looking like. Essentially just jewel stacking. These quiver bonus jewels, 14% increased bonuses gained from quiver, along with other useful stats, are just extremely powerful right now in PoE 2. They are so powerful that's worth essentially just to path around a tree and just only get jewel sockets. As you can see, we have jewel sockets practically everywhere on the tree. Essentially just jewel stacking with these equip quiver bonuses, and the reason why we dual stack is because quivers are very strong, especially the +2 level of all projectile skills. So if you're unaware, you can actually scale that +2 with these quiver bonus jewels. So currently I have +6, and this is from my quiver. This +2 from my quiver is actually going to +6 because I have 200% quiver bonus, 80% from this wheel right here, the mass deflection, and then 120% from jewels. So yeah, in total, it's roughly over 120%, which is going to be +6 levels along with everything else on this quiver. So yeah, quivers jewel stacking is absolutely insane. But this is a skill tree if you just want to see it real quick. You do need all these quiver bonus jewels to make this work, to make it viable. It really doesn't need any other stats on it. It can be quiver bonus plus one other use of property, and that'd be good enough. But even then, those jewels are like 4 to 5 divine, so it still is quite expensive. But besides that, I think that's mostly about it for the character. Talked about rarity. Even a low amount of rarity does a lot for your character. Even if your character only has like 50% rarity, it helps a lot. The first 100% rarity matters so much more than the next 100%. I would really try to aim for like 100 to 150% rarity on any character you play. It does make a big difference for currency drops. So yeah, I think that's mostly about it for my character. Going over, I do recommend Hands Up Wisdom Action for like any regular Deadeye build right now. It is very, very strong. You don't even need to stack that with attributes to make it strong. I only have attributes on my helmet, I believe, and my boots. Yeah, only 10 dex on boots and 26 intelligence on my helmet. And then of course, just from passive tree as well. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Hope that explains some questions about my rarity, going over my current character, and all that. Just a pretty much a quick character update. But yeah, that's about it.